Hello everyone, my name is Dark Hero, and in today's video I want to showcase my favorite weapon so far in the entirety of the Elden Ring DLC, and that has got to be the Rellana's Twinblades. These two agile blades that you can wield allow you to deal a mix of magic damage and fire damage with its unique Ash of War, and the moveset of the weapon is also pretty fantastic, allowing you to do a mix of vertical and horizontal slashes, and because you're going to be hitting the enemy so many times very quickly, you can also take advantage of multiple talismans to deal a lot more damage. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So first let me show you how you unlock them before we go over the weapon stats. So when you start off the DLC, you're going to be here in the graveside plain, and you'll want to head north. You're going to go past the Scorched Ruins and cross the bridge. This will take you to the castle front, which is a classic dungeon that is fairly lengthy, and as you progress through it, eventually you'll be led to a boss fight. This is Rellana the Twin Moon Knight, and this boss fight is actually pretty tough, especially if you're not using any summons, and if you manage to defeat Rellana, you'll be rewarded with her remembrance. And you will of course need to go back to the round table and talk to the finger reader to be able to trade the remembrance for the weapons. And you are also able to buy the full armor set, which looks like this. So having said that, these are Rellana's Twinblade stats once you fully max it out. And as you can see, this weapon is actually considered a light greatsword, which is clearly evident in some of the weapon's moveset. Now as you can see at plus 10, Rellana's Twinblades have a scaling of C for strength, dexterity, intelligence, and faith. And in order to use this weapon, you're going to need 13 strength and 16 in dexterity, intelligence, and faith. So why does this weapon have split scaling? Well, all of its normal attacks, be it the R1 or the R2, which also vary depending on whether you are one-handed or two-handed, of course. And you even have a different combo that uses both blades when you press the L1 button. All of these attacks are going to scale off of strength and dexterity, as you would expect from a quality weapon. That being said, when you use the Ash of War, which puts you into this stance, you can keep on holding this stance for as long as you want, and then depending on whether you go with the light attack or the heavy attack, you're going to get a different attack. So if you press the light attack, you're going to get these ranged projectiles, like so, and you can actually keep on pressing the light attack to use even more of them. Like so. Though one thing to keep in mind is that, despite using 5 different projectiles, you only consume FP 3 times. So that is once, that is twice, and that is the final time. And this light attack is of course going to do magical damage and is going to scale off of your intelligence. As for the heavy attack, when you perform it, you're going to get these flaming tornadoes that leave all of these fire pillars on the floor for a little bit. Sadly, you don't get a follow-up, but you have this very lengthy animation that allows you to deal a lot of damage and cover a very big radius. And given how long it takes to activate all of this, it's actually the perfect attack in my opinion to use after you backstab or stagger an enemy. And of course, as you would expect, this second attack is going to scale off of your faith stat. Now one thing I also want to bring up is Rellana's Cameo Talisman, which is perfect to boost the damage of this Ash of War, as it is going to enhance attacks executed after maintaining that stance for a certain amount of time. So you are able to press L2 and this does not consume any FP, you're able to freely move around, albeit at a much slower pace, and when you feel that the time is ready, you are able to press the R2 or R1 button to deal damage. If you want to know exactly when you get the damage buff from the talisman, you can simply look at your character, and when you start to see these red particle effects, that means that you now have the attack increase from the talisman. And of course, keep in mind that you can always dodge out of this stance whenever you feel like it is needed. And so now let me show you the talismans that I like to run with Rellana's Twinblades. Again, we're going to be going with Rellana's Cameo because it's going to boost the damage of our Ash of War. Though again, if you find yourself not using it that much, you can replace it with a different one. My next recommendation would be the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia, which is going to greatly raise your attack power with successive attacks. And given how fast you're able to hit the enemy multiple times with this weapon, with both the R1 moveset as well as the L1 moveset, hitting the enemy multiple times per swing, and the same thing goes for the heavy attacks as well, effects like this that you can easily stack are going to lead to you dealing much more damage. Alternatively, you could also go with Millicent's Prosthesis to boost dexterity and also raise your attack power with successive attacks. And of course, you can even combine both of these talismans for the same effect. And my final two recommendations would be the Shard of Alexander, which is going to greatly boost the attack power of your skills, which again is going to allow your weapon art to deal a lot more damage. And finally, Godfrey Icon is going to further enhance the damage that you deal with your skills. I really am having a blast with Rellana's Twinblades, as they really seem very powerful, allowing you to hit enemies from a distance, and having a very fast moveset that also leads to a lot of staggers and a lot of damage potential. That being said, there are many more powerful weapons from the DLC that I want to cover here on the channel, so if you guys look forward to more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. With that being said, my name is Dark Hero, and thank you all so much for watching.